Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to All About Racing's second race of the weekend. It is Extinguished Motorsport for their fourth round of the season here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia, for the Spanish Grand Prix. This track has two DRS zones, 14 corners, 6 to the left and 8 to the right. It's 4.657 kilometres and 2.894 miles in length. The track has changed over the last few years to this new circuit layout. The C3 soft, C2 medium and C1 hard tyres will be running today. The driver's standings are Stray Dog leading the championship, Stray Dog 0 in second, 14 points back. Passy is in third place on 100 points. Fourth place is Andy Smith on 97 and 83 points for Collins down in fifth place. Interesting to see that Stray Dog hasn't had a race win. Constructors standings, McLaren leading that battle on 234 points, 159 points for Red Bull, Haas on 138, Mercedes are on 100, down in fourth place, and fifth place is the Aston Martin in 87. Were you going to say something, Nate?
Oh, okay, right, we'll get into the session. Oh, I did just slightly move it. It can be very much sensitive there. Oh, we haven't got a picture for some reason. Bear with me a second. There we go, got the picture back.
Yeah, this track is quite slippery at the moment. Seen Robo just coming out turns 13 and 14 there. Tail lagging like a happy dog there.
Yeah, as you can see, we've only got 12 drivers this evening. On the plus side, it will help me and Lee keep track of who's on track doing fast laps. And as you can see, as Lee says, it's slippery out there. Intermediate conditions in qualifying.
Yep, and Robo's definitely using a low downfill setup here as he's struggling for grip on every corner. He's just not got the stability in turning in. And it's just constantly oversteering.
Again, as you said there.
Yeah, you should really be staying off them curbs, especially in these damp conditions right now.
Why do I feel like he's not taking this lap seriously? And there is a bit of showboating involved here, because he is, Lee, because he's braking early into corners. And he was giving it a lot of welly out of the corners, which is classic for drifting. So I think maybe that's what he was doing. Yeah, because I don't think he's going to be close to a decent time here. It's about a 1:15, 1:16, and he slides out the final corner. It's provisional pole, but he is the first driver to have set a lap. Stray Dog Racing is next, and we'll see in comparison, Lee, if he was horsing around a little bit. He looks like he was 2.5 seconds off the pace of Stray Dog, who takes provisional pole now. And we've got Andrew Smith in the gravel league at between turns 8 and 9 as he gets back on the circuit, and Passy just coming into that final sector now around the hairpin of turn 12. Maybe there wasn't showboating leagues, they're all seeming to slide on the rear, but the track doesn't seem to have actually got a lot of water which is settled on the circuit as Passy crosses line second fastest.
Ooh, we've seen Percival's actually sitting on the soft tyre right now in the pit lane. So we've got that Red Bull Pirelli fitted right now, so we're going to wait and see if the RB is going to be coming out of the garage anytime soon.
Here comes test driver to the line as well as he rounds the final corner of turn 14, which is almost flat in dry conditions. Comes up towards the time in Beacon. It's third fastest, 1:22.417, which is the next car. I think it is Ems in the Red Bull as she almost goes off the track there at the turn 10, newly formed in the last few years, is now tentative through turn 11. And Stray Dog Racing goes even faster there with a 1:21.2. As Ems comes up to the line now, it's a 1:23.9, beating St. Power, who I think was actually on a slow lap is Stray Dog 3, crosses the line, it's at 126.3 for him, and it's a McLaren front row at the moment, Lee.
Yeah, just seeing that there. I think the next one up on track is St. Power. I think they're going to be the next one to cross the line, followed by Collins, who is catching up at quite a considerable rate. We'll see who's going to have the quicker time here. St. Power to the line, 125.325, but Collins smashes that, a 120.934. I'm pretty sure a little bit of the slipstream at the end there helped.
Does that mean the track is getting better as well? Even though it is still raining, but of course the intermediate's clearing some of that water away. But as I said, it doesn't look like any of the water is really settling on the circuit. Sykes in the stake kick. Salva coming into turn 1 to start their first lap, with only 3 drivers yet to finish or even start a lap as Andrew Smith joins back to the session. 25-1 in the first sector for Sykes. As he comes down into turn 5 and then completely loses the car there, Lee. I think he was braking on the curb and just completely lost it.
Yeah, you want to stay off the curbs in this type of weather. It can be quite fatal, to say the least, anyway.
Stray Dog.
End up costing you your...
Go on, sorry.
No, I was just about to say it could end up costing you your whole race, even. Oh, who's that there? Getting off the track. Oh, it's St. Power. Just seen them off the track at turn 8.
Stray Dog is up on his time, Lee. Almost 3/10, which should put him right slap bang with Collins on provisional pole at the moment, with 10.5 minutes left to go in the session. Through the final corner, the track is looking a bit faster now, or the drivers are looking more confident with it now, and it's provisional pole 120.8. It's almost 5 tenths up, over 4.5 tenths up, and DRS is enabled at the end of that lap for Stray Dog with the rain still coming down. Ooh. Is it time for slick tyres, or is it still intermediates? Regardless, lap times are going to be quicker with DRS enabled, of course.
Yeah, looking at it right now, I'm seeing a couple of them on the soft tyres jumping onto it. Andrew's actually coming out into the pits now on them soft compound tyres. We'll see if anyone else is going to be coming out. I think that may be RB test driver there coming out. Unsure, but Andrew's definitely out on the track right now. It's coming around turn 2. We'll see how these soft tyres are going to fare.
Well, the rain has now stopped, Lee, completely. So these guys have been putting laps in on the intermediates, arguably. Time wasted as we now have dry conditions. Was that a good call for Percival, especially, because I don't think he's actually been out on the racetrack yet, as we go down towards turn 7 and 8, hairpin with Andrew Smith, I think the first driver on the softs, and went wide there as he goes around turn 9. Yeah, just being easy with it, but the track looks bone dry actually, even though we've got very much overcast conditions.
Yeah, I mean it does look a bit dry, but then we're starting to see the sun come out now, so I reckon in a few minutes it's going to be, well, in a couple of minutes actually, it's going to be properly dry, and these tyres are going to be at their peak pretty much. Andrew now just coming first person to have that DRS open for a lap.
Yes.
See how he's going to be coming down into turn 1.
Arguably, arguably by default, as long as he gets a decent lap time on, he's got provisional pole sorted here. But obviously, drivers will be getting onto those soft tyres. We'll have a look at what drivers on what. Obviously the majority's done their best lap on the intermediate. The only one still out on track on the intermediate is Stray Dog, for whatever reason. But we'll keep an eye on Andrew Smith. Touch wide there at turn 7. Did get onto the curb nicely for turn 8, but that's also because he ran wide. Runs wide at turn 9. How is that not invalidated his lap time? It should have done, but arguably as well, devil's advocate, he would have certainly lost time there, Lee, rather than gained any advantage from going off track there.
Yeah, certainly. Out of the turn 9 it's one of them you've got to hit it right. If you don't, that's it. And it's the same with turns 13 and 14 here, which he's been almost going right over, and he does just coming out of the final corner, but he puts in a 120.182, so that's about 7/10 quicker. See who's going to be up next. St. Power just starting a lap, then with RB Test Driver. Passes just coming through sector 2 right now to the end. 55.227, that's about 2 seconds quicker than some of the times I ended up seeing at the earlier stages when the intermediates were on. Pass 8, just coming up to the final corner now, and you could see the amount of grip there compared to the lap before, and that goes to show you 118 flat, 2.8 seconds quicker than the fastest lap.
We'll see what St. Power can do here as he goes through turn 10 and the slight left of turn 11 into the 180 degree of turn 12, where there seems to be no grip on the exit of that corner. It compromises entry for 13. And then slightly wide through 14. It would have to have been a bit of a lift. It should be the front row. It certainly is. But then Test Driver does a 1:15.9. The track is ramping up massively. Percival comes across the line at 1:16.3. But of course, drivers learning the track now because it's all new to them in these dry conditions as well. We've got the next car. Would be Collins. There you go. It's a Haas 1-2 at the moment. We have the McLarens on the front row. We have another McLaren back on the front row now. Stray Dog Racing in second place. And who is the next car? It's not Sykes.
Power off at track.
Sorry.
St. Power went deep going into turn 4, and actually ended up going right off the track, going deep into the gravel, and now he's just letting everyone past, and has now spun out trying to get back on the power, but got on the power a bit too early, a bit too much, and that was at the exit turn 5.
Robbo's on a lap at the moment, 5.5 seconds up as he came into the third and final sector of the lap, around the final corner now, and crosses the line. It's third fastest at 1:15.3. Collins still around 7.5 tenths up on the next car. It was an absolutely smashing lap from him there as Sykes starts his lap in one of the stakes hours.
Yeah, looking on and seeing who else is on a lap right now. We've got Test Driver. I think they just finished the lap. I think so. Is it just Psych that's going to be up next? Yep. As they're just coming down into turn 10, a 55.111 for into sector 2, but now into sector 3. We've got a couple of corners left to go. Now coming up to turn 13. Try and keep it as flat out as possible. You want to keep it as carry the speed as much as you can, but not over the curb like that. And he puts in a 118.235, which only would have put him into P9, so only up 2 places. But still, he ended up invalidating out of the final corner and losses that lap. Stray Dog up next, the other Sauber. See if he's going to be going any quicker. Doesn't hit the apex on the final corner, but now to the line, a 114.955. That's good enough
Oh,
for third place before Test Driver puts in a 1:13.396. Absolutely smashing Collins' time by over a second there.
very, very good time from Test Driver there. It's a Haas 1-2 at the moment. Will anyone be able to split them up or steal the pole? One of those drivers that could be in a potential chance of getting that would be Robbo, who's sat in third at the moment, but he has backed out of the lap here with 2.5 minutes left to go. He's got just over 2 laps of fuel remaining, so he's prepping for a final attempt here. And Andrew Smith yet to get a time on the board on his final lap, on his final out lap, and Sykes crosses the line to start their final attempt as well with 2 minutes left on the clock. Passy is on a lap now, going through turn 5 as he's finished his first sector. He was up on his time from his previous 1:18.001. Down in 9th at the moment, about to come through turn 9. Sounded flat. Was it flat? Not sure if Lee was watching with Passy as well.
I think it was.
As he now comes through turn 12 at the highest point of the circuit, and then downhill all the way to the line through the final couple of corners on the lap, and drivers not using all of the track on the outside. It's second fastest at 1:14.0, and the track is getting very fast now as Andrew Smith is starting his final attempt.
Just seen Robo there coming up to turn 7. Ended up getting a bit too much on the curb at the apex, and the tail end of the car got out of shape a bit, and he's managed to keep going, but he certainly would have lost a good couple of tenths there. Oh! Right close to Stray Dog Racing there, who's parked on the exit.
Oh, he's invalidated. Robbo has invalidated his time. That will be him at the end. He can't go any faster than that. He's down on his battery. He'll be starting 4th at best. As we wait for others now, who will be the first one to see the checkered flag? Will Percival miss it? I think he might, with 20 seconds left on the clock and only 2 corners remaining. He's up on his time. 1:16.3 was his previous best. So 1:14.0, 0.02 of a second faster than Passy, but then he just strolls along and puts down a 1:12.7, and Test Driver is seen the checkered flag. A Stray Dog goes across the line and pips Test Driver to the front row, and we now wait for the next Haas who comes into the pits. There's not going to be a single Haas on the front row after they shared the front row for the majority of qualifying. Sykes is the next one up, and then we have what would have been Robbo, but it won't be. It'll be Stray Dog after that as Pass comes to the line now. He only moves up 1 spot as we see Stray Dog Racing cross the line here. 1.6 seconds up on his time. It's a front row start for him at 13.087, but Passy absolutely pulled it out of the bag here, and Andrew isn't going to be able to go any faster. It's only Percival, but he's also down on his time as well. So Passy takes pole here in Spain.
Yeah, but Passy right now is actually in the way and hindering Andrew there on his lap time.
No, Andrew was 2.5 seconds down into the final sector.
Oh right, sorry.
Yeah, don't worry.
But yeah, absolutely cracker of a time there from Passy, getting pole position by 0.3 there. But he's going to have to be careful as he's got 2 McLarens right behind him. He's going to have to be careful off the start, as we know it's a bit of a long haul down into turn 1. And there we have it, folks. That is the end of qualifying. Now, we'll have a little look at the results there. Passy in that Mercedes getting the fastest time there, 1:12.740, with Stray Dog Racing and Stray Dog Zero in both in the McLarens in second and third, and we had our B-test driver in the Haas for fourth, Percival in fifth, Collins sixth, then we had St. Power in seventh, followed by his other Williams teammate Robbo in eighth, and we had Stray Dog Racing 3 in ninth, then Andrew Pipsmith in 10th, Syke in 11th, and Ems in 12th, so he didn't manage to get a time on the soft compound tyres.